And so that leaves us with just our number one story of the year. And
this podcast.
What a
number one SouthCoast Sports Zone podcast.
No, we didn't make
Not
the
us.
cut. No, we were number 11.
All right.
So we just missed out.
That's a lie.
Yes, it is. But the number one story, as you can see behind us, the New Bedford volleyball team won the state title, the Massachusetts state title, because
I don't even.
That must be.
Is
Is that Kiana Raposo?
It's. I don't. I don't.
Because she's I think the lone senior on the team.
Yeah.
Which is that's trouble for everybody else.
I don't even think wins the state title is the best way to describe what they did. They went 21-0. If you don't know volleyball, it's best 3 games out of 5. New Bedford this year in 21 matches lost 3 games.
That's
total.
Amazing.
That's it. They went to then it does not
and
include.
That's why we're calling for Neil Macito's ouster now.
They played in a kind of a jamboree style tournament out in Holyoke where the Volleyball Hall of Fame is, and they won 3 matches. They lost 1 game there. I'm not including that in the 3. Other than that, they played 15 matches, swept 15 teams. Their 16th match, they played Brockton. They fell behind 2-0.
At Brockton, yeah.
At Brockton. They won the next 3, 16-0.
Yeah.
Make it to the tournament. They blow out Barnstable, who they'd lost to 5 years in a row in South Sectional Finals. Blew them out in New Bedford. They blow out. They win the South title. They blow out. They win the state semi. But then they in the national championship, the state championship against Central Catholic, they lose 1 game.
And Barnstable was on like New Bedford's Waterloo the whole time.
Barnstable was six-time state champ. They'd won 11 total state titles.
Yeah.
They'd won the last 6.
Yeah.
New Bedford blew through them.
Yeah.
And it's the second title for New Bedford in the program's history.
Yes, Neil Macito, who this year went into the State Volleyball Coaches Hall of Fame.
Well deserved.
And has been there throughout the program's run.
One of the cooler things too when they beat Barnstable was the Bridgewater State players who were part of all the New Bedford teams that had gone over to Barnstable and lost those sectional finals in Wareham to them. They were just pouring out of the stands at New Bedford to congratulate them. They all felt like they beat Barnstable that night.
I reckon, and I put it in regard to the way the Red Sox in 2004. We talked about Don DiMaggio. Don DiMaggio got a replica, he got a commemorative ring when the 2004 team won.
Mm-hmm.
When this New Bedford team did what it did, when you went to that final, there were people from the 94 team that had won the state title who went to the match, watch the match. And the New Bedford crowd, our videographer, Nick Tavares, has been on the show from time to time, he almost felt bad for the Central Catholic people. He's like, the New Bedford crowd was so vocal. He's like, if you weren't from New Bedford, you would have hated them. There was just so much excitement there to cap the year the right way, and they just did it. Yeah. It's really hard for me to almost imagine how dominant they were this year.
And as Mick mentioned earlier, Kiana Raposo, the only senior on that team.
With 1 senior.
So there's going to be some significant
damage being done by the New Bedford volleyball team next season.
There's going to be the chance to add to that legacy for sure.
About the only thing they lost this year is Maura Manley did not win the Gatorade State Player of the Year. That went to Morgan Thatcher of Brockton. That's it. That's pretty much what they lost. They may also have, played, a pickup game, a split squad in a practice, and one side lost.
Well, just to make Maura feel better, just remember, Gatorade still has Tiger as a spokesperson.
And she still was our Player of the Year, which is far more significant.
Way more important.
She gets a nice spread in the paper, a big picture. We write a nice article.
Just think how good that's going to look on the fridge for you.
We'll even give you a free game supply of Gatorade.
If that's what we'll even, they sell the powder in those little mini Gatorade coolers.
Yep.
That's one of these days we're going to have, instead of newspapers, we're going to have a big stack of those, and we're going to make an emphatic point and punch through them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.